So hi Sarah, I'm Ann.
Hi, I'm Sarah. So good to meet you.
Same here. I don't know how much Josh told you about what we do.
A little bit. I'd love to hear more though.
So we are Twitch streamers. So we stream live board games with people in chat. That was not a very good explanation. I'm a little tired.
We
are Twitch streamers, and our viewers get to play board games with us live in chat.
Nice.
Yes. So we are at BGG.CON, bringing to our viewers kind of the same principle. Though for those people who couldn't be here today, we want to kind of be their proxy and show them around BGG.CON. Make sure they get to see the new and exciting games. Really cool people, and so we're really happy that you took a couple minutes of your time to come and check out, hang out with us and explain to us your games and chat our games.
Wonderful. Yeah, so we have a lot of fun stuff going on at our booth I'd love to tell you about.
Yeah, okay. So are you a publisher? Are you a designer? Tell me a little about you.
Awesome. So I'm Sarah Erickson. I work with Renegade Game Studios, and I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing.
Okay.
So as a publisher, we don't design the games, but we work with a fantastic team of designers that we find from all over the world, and we take their games all the way from whatever design they're at, all the way through development, and then get them out into the world.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What got you into the board game industry? What got you into publishing?
Yeah, so I was always into games as a kid. We played lots of board games, but I'd never seen games like this before until I started playing Magic Online when it came out, because I played lots of video games as a kid and played Magic Online because I thought it was a video game.
Favorite video game?
Oh, I play a lot of World of Warcraft.
Okay,
which is actually,
it was definitely a favorite.
It's great. But I got into this part of the industry. I owned a store for a while, but then I played the World of Warcraft TCG, and that's where I met my current boss, Scott Gata, who hired me as part of the organized play team for the World of Warcraft TCG.
Oh, very cool.
Which was a blast. It was super fun.
That is super awesome. Okay. You'll have to forgive me.
It's okay.
What is TCG?
Trading card game.
There we go.
Yeah, so it's a card version of the World of Warcraft game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a blast. We did it for many years, but finally the game came to its end, and so we moved on to publishing more board games. Okay. So that was with Cryptozoic, and then Scott Gata started Renegade Games a couple years ago, and now we're doing fantastic board games that are great for families and more casual gamers in general, but then we're also just kind of expanding that line.
Very cool. So can you show me a couple of the games that you have out, what you're most excited really to put out? Do you have anything on Kickstarter?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So one thing that just happened a couple of weeks ago is November 3rd, I believe, Tabletop did an episode of Lanterns, and that same day we actually had a mobile version of our game Lanterns come out on Android and Apple as well.
Will Wheaton Tabletop?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great episode. It was fun for us, so we're really glad that he got to do that, and we're really glad to be part of it. But then having the mobile app too, just sort of drawing in everybody who could ever want to see this game is great, because it's been really popular. We've had it out for a couple of years, and people just love it every time we play it.
Can you tell me a little bit about it, because I haven't seen it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, grab a copy of it.
Awesome.
So, in this game, you are laying tiles down on a board. And every tile is going to have 4 colors, 4 sides, and each one is a color, and when you put it onto the table, everybody gets to collect a lantern card of the color pointing towards them. So if I put this here, and black is pointing towards you, I
get a black lantern?
You get a black lantern card.
Can I take the tile? I just want to show our viewers that really pretty art.
Yeah. And these are the cards that you would be getting.
They're very pretty.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go.
I would rather, I'd rather have like 4 people.
Thank you. So as you place these tiles on the board, you're collecting these lantern cards, and it's a set collection game. You turn those lantern cards in as sets for points towards the end of the game.
Okay.
But it's so wonderful because every time anybody takes their turn, everybody gets something. And so there's a lot of strategy of, well, I want this thing for myself, but I don't want you to have it.
Yeah.
Or you can play it a little bit more friendly, where I play this style and I get something I want, but you also get something you want, and I'm okay with that. As long as I'm still doing the best that I can.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I want everybody to succeed. I just want to be better than everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly. So the game is very beautiful. It's very serene. As you're placing more and more tiles on the board, it grows into this beautiful lake filled with these floating lanterns.
Oh, I mean, the art is very pretty. Just looking at the one little tile.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game. And we actually, in just a couple of weeks, also have an expansion coming out for it that adds a little bit more complexity to the game. Because the game is very light and simple. You can play it with your 5-year-old daughter, you can play it with your grandpa, anybody in between. So this expansion adds a little bit more complexity for people who've played it a lot, because we're hearing from fans that they've played it so many times that they want a little bit more meat.
So what's the more in the expansion?
In the expansion, you can now trade in these special tokens that you get for extra actions. And in the base game, you get some tokens depending on how you match the tiles on the board, and you trade those in just to get different color lantern cards. Now you can get extra tokens that trade in for special actions that do things that players wanted to do in the base game after they played it a lot but weren't able to do. So it kind of lets you cheat.
That's always fun.
Cheat codes.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the expansion box. And if you look at the back of the box, it kind of shows you what a game would look like as you're playing.
So aside from lanterns, what else do you have coming out? What else are you working with?
We have another really fun game coming out that I'm going to talk about later tonight on your stream, and it's Clank.
Okay.
So grab that. Clank is really fun because the company that designed this is Direwolf Studios.
Okay.
And they actually did the digital version of Lanterns for us.
Oh, okay.
So they develop apps. They did Eternal, the card game, just came out a few weeks ago. So they're a digital company, but their guys are all gamers. And so they made this really fun board game. And since we're already partnered with them, they said, hey guys, we don't publish board games. Do you want to do this? And so we looked at it and just absolutely fell in love with this game. It's a dungeon delving, deck building adventure, and we're gonna really dive into this tonight and play.
Very excited.
Yeah, so it's gonna be great, and love working with Direwolf on that one. Another thing we have that just came out this fall that I'm absolutely in love with.
And this is the beautiful artwork. Nicole, is that banner in frame?
What?
The banner?
A little bit, yeah.
Because the box has the same image, but it's nice having it so big. It's just very beautiful. Who does your art? Do you have an artist? Do you work with a team of artists?
We work with contractors, so we find the perfect artist for the game that we're working on at that time. And this particular artist is Chris Ostrowski, and he's worked with us on a few different titles now, and I love his artwork. He's just incredible.
Beautiful.
And he's so diverse. He did this one.
Yeah.
He also did Covert, which again is just absolutely stunning artwork, but very, very different. He's great with lighting and really making the effects stand
That's
out.
what it is. The lighting from the lotus and then the lighting from the bridge, it makes it look very beautiful. It's that little extra something. It's always nice. You know, there's so many basic things that come to having a really great game. You've got to have mechanics that you enjoy, and you've really got to have art that you enjoy too. You might have a game that you aren't ecstatic about with their mechanics, but if it's a pretty game, sometimes you'll sit down with it just to enjoy the image.
Oh my gosh, and I think that Lotus does that in an incredible way. So this game is about building flowers, growing them in your beautiful Zen garden. So as you play the game, every one of your cards is a petal in the flower, and when the flower has all of the petals it needs, it blooms, and then you see who controls it and who played the last petal. So each person would get a benefit from that flower completely blooming. So as you play it, you have your table filled with these beautiful flowers, but it's a bit of a cutthroat game in a lot of ways because you are trying to be the person who controls the flower in the end.
That's really cool. You're kind of mixing a delicate kind of art style with a very competitive kind of game. That's kind of a nice mix.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, like you said. Really easy rules. The rule book is fantastically simple to get through, so it's not overwhelming. This is a really good one to play with more casual gamers, get people into gaming gaming in general, this is where it would start.
And who's the designer for this?
This is super fun. So Jordan and Mandy are a design team couple, and they live in Indiana, and this is one of their first games that they put out. And I just cannot believe how great a job they did on this and how fantastic they are as a couple. They have done a lot of working on the booth, demoing with us. They work so hard. They do interviews. They're always out on social media getting the word out. They go to local game stores, and they are just a delight in every way.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? I mean, I know you have like an array here for us.
We have lots of stuff, but there is one other thing I really wanted to point out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So basically, you're trying to get down there, get some artifacts, and get out for the dragon. Get your stuff, like treasure.
I didn't know that.
Basically, the game you get later.
So apparently, the game designer for Lanterns is on the
Chris.
stream right now.
Hi, Chris. How are you? Chris is wonderful.
So he wanted to say hello.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Oh, hi. Thanks for putting words. Chris wanted to say hi to everybody. Chris, I don't know if you wanted to say hi to everybody, but now you do want to say hi to everybody.
Chris is a fantastic game designer who made Lanterns. So Christopher Chun, he lives in Toronto. He works with a game design group. He often frequents Snakes and Lattes. So if you're ever up in Toronto and you go to Snakes and Lattes,
We've met a couple of people here who Snakes and Lattes seems to be a thing. I guess there's an excellent board game community in Toronto.
it's incredible. So Eric Lane is up there. There's just a lot of people up there. It's really friendly. They spend a lot of time working on stuff together, and it's just a really great community. So
Very cool.
we're excited to have Chris Chun up there. So maybe someday I'll make it back to Toronto. I'll get to go say hi to all those guys.
Totally works.
Yeah.
So here we have a couple of little boxes. What do we got?
So this one is called
At that box.
Kitty Paw. It's freaking adorable, and it's a real-time game where you are trying to create a pattern. In each game, you're going to have a little card that shows you how your cats are arranged, and you're going to need to rearrange your cat tiles so that they match the pattern on the card. And the cat tiles are really,
Look how
really
stinking adorable that is.
adorable. One side of them is awake, and one side is asleep on each one of them. They're just really cute.
They're cool. Look at those tiles.
These guys over here.
So this is Kitty Paw.
The box is so cute. It's like origami. Well, it looks very origami-like with the ears were folded up.
So I love working with Aza Chen. He's the designer of this game. He does the design, the artwork, the packaging, everything. This
That's
guy
very
is
nice.
just brilliant.
That's very multi-talented.
He is, and he's done a lot of stuff. He also did Doggy Go for us, which was a recent game we just published, and it's a very similar game but with dogs. So if you've got a poodle at home, or a corgi, or a dachshund, all those are in that game.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. So that's very neat. And we have some more. We're always trying to look for more interesting, different stuff. And one other different thing that we just are not even quite releasing yet. We're pre-releasing it this show.
So we get a sneak peek.
Super brand new sneak peek is Blood of an Englishman.
Okay.
This game is an asymmetrical two-player game. So if you have a close friend or a significant other, you can battle with them in a tug-of-war battle of wits. This is about Jack and the Beanstalk, and one player plays as Jack, the other plays as a giant. And Jack's goal is to run up the beanstalk, grab the treasure, and come back down. And he needs all three different treasures to win. So each one of his turns, he gets 3 little actions because he's nimble and quick. But he's battling against the giant. The other player plays as the big lumbering ogre who does not like it that this little character is coming into his castle and stealing his stuff.
Makes sense.
So the giant gets 1 action every turn, but it's something really big.
Okay.
To win the game as a giant, you need to get Fee, Fi, Fo, Fum cards organized on the board so they all fit together. Once you do that, you win the game.
That's very cute. And who designed this game?
This is designed by Dan Kassar, who is actually over there teaching, working hard right now, so you can go say hi if you'd like to. And Dan also designed one of my other personal favorite games, Arboretum, which is not one of ours, but it came out a few years ago from Z-Man Games.
Okay.
So I love Arboretum. I'm so so happy to be working with Dan on Blood of an Englishman.
That's awesome when you love one game that a designer's put out and you get the opportunity to work with that designer on another game.
It's amazing.
It's very cool. Very cool. Well, sorry, Jason, do you have any final things that before I know you get to come and play with us later tonight, and I'm
so
super excited about that.
So the only other thing is if you turn right around,
Nicole?
Castles of Caladale is coming out in February. So
Nicole?
I don't quite have a prototype of it here yet. It will actually be here tomorrow. You're a little early for it.
Sorry.
But I do have a box mock-up for you. So this is what it's going to look like.
Okay.
Pretty close anyway. We're still working on a little bit. But it is a tile laying game similar to Lanterns in that you have tiles you're putting on the board. But in this game, you are building up a castle. All of the castles in the kingdom have fallen down due to this horrible disaster, and you are rebuilding them. But everybody's castles got mixed up. So in your castle, you're going to have parts of the wizard's castle and parts of the gnome castle and maybe some fairies in there.
Okay.
And so as you build your castle, it's kind of a mishmash of all these different fun things, and you'll get points at the end for building the biggest castle, the most complete castle, having the most banners on it. So you're going to try and organize it in the way that works the best for you.
And can you tell me, you said it's by David Wilkinson. Can you tell me a little bit about David?
David is going to be here tomorrow.
Look at that.
So that's pretty exciting. And this is the first game we've worked with on him. And I have not gotten to meet him yet because he's just showing up tomorrow.
Be the first time you get to meet him. That's
so
exciting.
It'll be wonderful. Yeah. Awesome. He seems like a really good guy. I've talked to him a lot online. And he made this as a fairy tale, like a story game for his kids. And I think that's really cute. He has a beautiful story he wrote for this. It'll be included in the box. That is just wonderful. It really gets you into the setting of the game.
I'm personally more of an RPG player, and I love, that's my favorite aspect of a game, is the storyline that comes along with it, because it really immerses you in the game. You're not stuck, for me, and other people have different opinions, you're not at the mechanic level, you're in the game, and I enjoy that. Yeah. So that's very cool.
For sure. So definitely going to be excited about the story in this one.
Very, very cool. Nicole, do we have any questions from chat?
Unlike other deck builders, that row doesn't refresh as you buy.
Are you selling the expansion to Lanterns here? We are not selling the expansion to Lanterns here. So the expansion to Lanterns, we are doing something really special with it. We care a lot about our retailer partners. I own a retail store in Montana. Scott Gata, the president of Renegade, also used to own a store. So as a thank you to our retail store partners, we're allowing them to have exclusive rights to selling the Lanterns expansion until the end of the holiday season.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's awesome having that experience of being a retail store owner and then becoming a publisher, because you get to understand what it's like from that different business perspective.
It helps a lot. And I think that really games are about community. When I ask people if they can describe why they play games in one word, all of the answers that I got on Twitter were things like friendship and connecting and community. And really game stores are one great way to do that. I super appreciate you guys on Twitch, because I think that's another really good way to connect with each other and use this technology that we have that was sort of tearing people apart to bring everybody together again. So that's wonderful, and we're really happy to support anything that does that better.
Thank you. No, this has been really awesome. Just being in BGG.CON, this is our first time here.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's been really, really awesome. Anywhere you go, everybody's very friendly, everybody's very welcoming. It's not, you don't feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you go to the big cons and everybody is a vendor, and it's more about kind of pushing your wares rather than, hey, come hang out with me.
This is Gamer Thanksgiving.
Yes, I can appreciate that.
We're all coming together as a big family. It's very cool.
It's very cool. Nicole, anything else? Viewers, if you have any questions, please let Nicole know. There's about a 30-second delay with our chat, so we'll give you guys a couple of seconds to pop in with some last minutes. Nicole usually plays Twitch proxy, so when we play board games, she controls and listens to chat and does as chat asks her to in the video games.
Oh,
or video games in the board games.
Board games, sure, yeah, I know what you mean.
Best interviewer ever.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so now she's on the... They really want it? Yeah. That is awesome.
It's really fun.
Do you have a list of local retailers that you're personally working with somewhere on your site? How do they find the store?
We are just about to publish that list. I'm still collecting it from all of our distributors who then sell to those local stores, and I am a few days away from posting it, mostly because I'm here. I haven't posted it yet.
You can't split into two people? I don't understand.
I try hard to, but need to go back to school for that one. Yeah, so very soon I will have that list posted.
And they'll be able to find that on the Renegade Game Studios website?
Yep.
Which is, I'm guessing,
Renegade.CON.
Hey.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
And you can also find us on Twitter at Play Renegade or on Facebook at Renegade Games as well.
Awesome. So we will make sure that we get that up in chat, and we'll probably, retweet you guys.
I'd love it. That'd be great.
And Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us and let me invade your booth space and showing us all your awesome games. And we are super excited to play Clank with you guys later today.
I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Nice.
We are mobilely moving live.
Yeah.
Which might get people a little queasy on the video camera, but we're working through this.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking the time and enjoy your next booth.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have fun.